This is that. I might be playing other stuff too
I'll show you what's next. Yeah,
This is that moment.
It's good.
This is that moment right here when most people don't know what to do. They normally panic and snap. It still make me mad though. It still get me upset sometimes, but this is that moment where everybody need to pay attention to. Like, in my case, this is difficult to notice the energy in this situation, so it's the best time to say it. This is that moment where everybody they done swapped your network. They done successfully, I guess you could say, unalive you. They done swapped your network, swapped your account, swapped your mail, swapped everything. They done made it where you can't do nothing. You can listen to music. Your messages ain't even for you. They done swapped the network on, if you got a phone and computer, you got different accounts, they done swapped the network on all the accounts. This is when you give it to God though. There ain't nothing else you can do about it. They try to put you in a situation where you just focus on doing something they want you to do. That's harassment though. Like, let's say they want to get you focused on doing that test. You might better ask God about that. you might better ask God about it, bro. Especially if it's something against God's will. So it's a sweet spot. It's a sweet spot. The organization stuff probably. But this moment happens a lot in our lives. This is the moment that put us in prison or in the grave. Because you don't know what to do. Because the energy be somebody manipulating the energy now. And in my case, ain't no mail, ain't nothing. Ain't no nothing. And you don't have a clue on what's going on. My mail and stuff, I ain't had no mail in 5 years. 4 to 5 years. Not no physical mail, or no social media, or no online mail. Somebody unalive me, somebody living as me. But it's a beautiful moment as well because you know exactly what to do. When they put you in a position where all you can do is evil, don't do it. Back in the past when I used to get put in this position, I used to have to sell drugs, do drugs, or do a job for somebody I didn't want to do. That was it. Every single time. And I never chose God. I went on ahead and did whatever I had to do. But it ended the same. It ended the same. I'm like, oh, so what can happen now? You might as well just choose God. Because the other times I chose the devil. And it just ended the same. It ended the same. This situation right here is a little bit more. That's why I say it's bad, but it ain't as bad as I done had worse times in my life. Somebody just keep doing it and getting away with it. Somebody don't want to own up to their crimes. You ask me. But in this situation, it's just like any other situation. Like I said, the other situation, it be drugs, selling or doing it, or doing a job for somebody you don't want to do. Same thing with this test. I don't know how they're able to do this. Somebody able to warp energy and being matter, it seems like. I don't know how they're able to do it. It gotta be some ancient magic. And they'll keep you stuck. Somebody evil. Somebody pure evil. But when you get in these situations, you gonna lash out. You gonna vent, write, read the Bible, pray, meditate, especially in that moment because you ain't gonna want to. And give it to God. Cause see, God told me something about my grandma, what my grandma did. I still love her no matter what, but it's just I think it's just some old slavery stuff. And it's just like the families that do this stuff, they just choose somebody to do this stuff too. There's something about money in this situation. And it helps everybody make money, but this is what God, I can explain it, but I'm not gonna explain it. This is what God don't want us, this is what God want to turn the family from, because it's sending the family to generational curses instead of generational wealth. But cause they took all my stuff. They did the impossible. They took all my stuff. I keep hearing somebody named Bella. Audrey, your workers. I hear a lot about workers. But anyway, it's like I was telling God earlier, why you need one more person to do something like that? There ain't no freedom in it. You can give a person a lover and money and a home for doing this, but you still gotta live with the fact of, did you just do a ritual to lose your soul? That's the way I see it. And but when you get in these moments, take a break. Even though nobody wants you to take a break, take a break. For me, they probably got me in some movie or something. It don't matter because I ain't put myself in it. Take a break. But one time I went through this, ooh-wee. I went way down, and I was on the ground dead, ready to die again. And I heard God whisper to me in a still voice say, why ain't you just rest? And he got me up one more. That was the last time I failed. I told myself I wouldn't fall again. I didn't do what they wanted me to do, but I went off. I still did something I shouldn't have did. I went off, tore up stuff. I went all the way off, went to jail. Went to jail another time. Went to jail. Went all the way out. I went on here and let it happen. Went on off the deep end. And I can hear my grandma saying when I was going, they were locking me up, saying, we was just about to kill you. So I said, you wasn't finna do nothing. I said, you wasn't finna do me. I'll get into it a lot. I don't know why we so connected, but we are. Now that she passed away. But we get into it a lot, boy. But I still love her. But it's just hard to understand what they did and how they did things back then. But anyway, like I said, when you get in these situations, pay attention to the energy. Pay attention to the energy. Like, if they pull everything away from you, just know Satan around. Because normally when they pull everything out of your sight and try to guide you to one place, it ain't what you supposed. I did it before, it didn't work. If I do it now, it's probably not going to work. It didn't work before. It just put me in a deeper hole. Somebody been living in my shadow, or somebody grown, you know. It's probably young people. Of course it's young people doing it too, but they ain't did nothing. Whoever been putting me through this since I was a child. It could have been my mama, it could have been my pop, it could be anybody. If it's somebody grown though, could have been everybody. It could have been now that I hear my niece name, it could have been my mama doing something, changing up stuff to help my niece. She used to treat her niece like her own child, treated her child like a stranger. I ain't never, I love my parents, but we never really had no relationship with each other. Or they always got something twisted going on. So I just never dealt with them like that. But when the energy get like this, and it seemed like, cause like I said, they swapped my network, my mail, can't use my identity. That's how I like my favorite store. I gotta get the name of it. It's this incense place downtown. It ain't no incense place. It's like a hookah place or something like that. I don't know the name of it. I have to get it. But I go buy incense and they'll give me credit. Somebody even go in there and get the credit I get. That's how close somebody's stalking me, or some people are stalking me. And when I seen that, I was like, this is absurd. This is absurd. It's the same thing when I used to put money on my phone. As soon as I put money on my phone, some random girl just took it. As fast as I put it on there, I don't even know who she is. She took it. It went straight to her phone, and it showed me her information. And I texted her. I tried to call her. I texted her. And she gonna say, I'm trying to help you. That was years ago. And one time I got out of jail. I remember somebody trying to send me something. They sent me like 1,000. That's what they said. They sent me 1,000 smokers. This when I smoked weed, little weed thing. So when I got out of jail, I went to this drug house, but I couldn't go nowhere else. So it was a drug house I knew about. I went to the drug house and I seen 1,000 smokers. I ain't even put it together. And I said, these are the people in this barn. In this barn, done stole my identity. These junkies in here. And I can hear them saying, I'm gonna buy me a motorcycle. I'm gonna buy me this. Done stole everything at some barn. And I was like, the only person I know that dealt with that barn was the Flame. And me and her was kicking it. You know what I'm saying? The only thing I could think of was she stole my identity and took it down there to them junkies. And that was messed up, man. I guess y'all like, why you say junkie? You call me a junkie, a homeless, so you call me out my name, and I wasn't none of that stuff. Don't worry about it, just listen to the message. What else you gonna call them? They stealing from folk, they do drugs, and they get a lot darker and sinister than that. That's a compliment. A junkie, just saying a junkie, that's a compliment. And what they gonna do about it? Nothing. They done did the most that they can do. They better keep doing it behind my back. That's what they better do. And that's a fact. But I keep hearing Ben name too. We already know you don't. But anyway, some of y'all, man, I be hearing y'all names. Y'all who I think y'all are, y'all wouldn't have made it out here on these streets if it weren't for me. It's almost like everybody I saved from getting their life took out here or getting really bashed on real bad, getting banged on real bad, turned around and put me in this situation years later. It's almost like I should have never even intervened. That's why I tread softly now. That's why I don't even deal. If you getting karma, I gotta go by it with God. I'm gonna let you get that karma. I don't care how bad it look. But, so anyway, I just put two and two together and I realized it. But then when they took all that, so it got to the point where I could just draw, sing, meditate, and pray. And I would get messages then. They took that away. It's like anything made me high. Whoever did it to that degree, so they sold. And they just evil, dark, sinister. And they don't want to see you happy. It's when it get beyond them wanting money, when it get beyond them wanting what you got, They done sold their soul. They done sold their soul. They want your life. Because they attacking you. They probably doppelganged you. In other words, they probably sold their soul to sacrifice you. So they need you to die, you know. And that's all their target is. But so when they see me dancing and singing and making music on my phone, they took all that, took my phone, the Voloco app, they swapped it out. Put a whole different types of beats, some messed up beats on there. They swapped the whole app out somehow and took every song I ever recorded. I probably had almost 50 songs on my Voloco, my first one. They took all them songs. And that's why I say I know how it feel when my ex, Daddy, told me about his situation, how he lost everything. I couldn't imagine him though. He lost everything. He was in his 60s, mid-60s and early 70s. And I think it's some kind of Shark Tank they put you in, which is hideous. And malevolent, hideous, you name it. And they just attack good people. What I see them doing it to lovers. I see them doing this kind of stuff to good people. And then I see them leaving once they sacrifice a loved one, it's like they know they ain't gonna get no love. They go to somebody that don't love them. And they give everything you ever worked for to that person that don't love them. But they took my music, they took my internet, they changed my network, they did all that. And they say it's a movie, but it's a horror movie. The book gonna be good, and I hope the movie do too. That's why I tell folks, they be trying to take this book and make Bible. It ain't no Bible to make. This is how this book is. This book right here, you can just imagine Jesus Christ when Jesus was born and to his family. And they said Jesus' family, when he got older, a man is without honor his own home. This is a different book. This is the book. What if Jesus' family sacrificed him? This is how that book gonna be. So all you who still in it can't do it because you the one doing the sacrifice. You can never understand my pain. You'll never understand where I'm coming from. You don't know me, you wouldn't know me if you was around me. But they took everything, and when they took everything, it get to the point where you gotta think you can't use your identity, your network. We done swapped this network out 3 or 4 times, and they get it just as fast as we swap it out. So they put you in they get it to the point where even the drawing, they put some kind of oil stuff in your paint. You just gotta keep drawing until you get it right. They just don't want to see you happy, man. Anything you make you smile. If I go out there and get happy about throwing rocks and creating rocks, putting rocks together, building a rock house. If I sit on the ground out there and build a rock house, whoever this person is pure evil. They ain't got a soul. They ain't got a soul to fur. They ain't got nothing. They just an empty vessel. I can go out there and play with the rocks on the ground. And when I go out there and play with the rocks on the ground, I go out there the next day, every rock on the ground be gone. If I go out there the next day, every single rock on the ground will be gone. I'm telling y'all, when it get like that, when the energy shift like that, good. Good, because that's letting you know to sit still and give it to God. Don't do nothing crazy, because it's going to lure you. It's that energy going to shift you to focus on whatever is not of God. And it's a manipulation trick to trick you into keep doing something that ain't of God. And it's always something that ain't of God. But it's going to be so manipulated that it's going to make you think in the heart of hearts that it's of God. Just don't do it. This is my first time doing it this way. This is my first time letting it go and letting God have it. Otherwise, I keep doing it. Whoever been doing it, they've been doing it my whole life. They've been doing this my whole life. They'll re-navigate me, and I have to do something that ain't of God, but it be so beautifully re-navigate it, you'll sweep it down. God told you to do it. I was blaming God for it till I finally had that near-death experience where I could see my afterlife and remember everything in my afterlife. I asked God, and it was like God didn't even know. It was like God thought I was living my life out here. So like when God was like, I'm gonna send you back, but you ain't gonna be back by yourself. You're going back with me. I need to see what's going on. And that's when God told me somebody out here been using ancient magic. And that's what we nipping in the bud right now. That's my purpose in life. Somebody out here using ancient magic. And your grandma, he told your grandma had something to do with it. He said your grandma the reason your life been bad. I don't know if that was my grandma from my mama's side or my daddy's side. But he said that's why your life been bad your whole life. Somebody did some kind of birth certificate swap. So like I was the external energy that wasn't supposed to be here, but really the alien energy is the energy that wasn't supposed to be here, not mine. So like God was like, you stay here until I get this energy out of here. You going back in your energy. Your timeline just to be off, but you'll be all right. It was like God didn't even know. It was like God was like, you was supposed to be good by 18. So somebody been doing this to me my whole life. So that's why I was telling y'all, when I say a century struggle, it ain't no century torture for one. It's a century struggle because of all this we had to figure out what was going on. Because this ain't just with me. This done been going on with a lot of people. And I'm sure by now a lot of people died from this. That's why y'all got your little silly tests. Because you know normally you do the test and they die. You get them weak enough, they gonna die. You get them weak enough, they gonna die. You feeding them bad food, you're doing the little test. They gonna die, they gotta die, they ain't got no choice. Cause they know that you're an angel in a vessel. You gonna die. They gotta drain you. And see, when you drain like that, I don't know if it tastes good, but I'm not saying that. But I am saying when you get drained like that, and you intentionally do it yourself, because it's manipulated to make you do it yourself, your ancestors gonna take you out of here. You ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing. I go back to MJ again. When MJ went back on the road, it wasn't what he supposed to do. So it's like, a lot of people getting, the reason why I'm talking about this, because this is what we all feel at. This is something that's been manipulated to our people. And it's something that we need to start paying attention to. Because it ain't normal. Every man got so many women that come to him. Every woman, so many men. And nobody's supposed to be alone. Somebody is manipulating energy so bad they learn how to steal blessings. And it's got to be one of the organizations. Somebody good. They ain't really good. They got some ancient stuff they doing on people. And they just doing it to poor people. That's it. They're doing it to poor people, loving people, good people, people of wisdom. They can only, because these tricks is only good for luring people, not really gullible, but humble and lovable. And that's why I give people hell about it. That's why I talk so much shit about it. And I cuss you all the way out if I can catch you. But I get in trouble for that too, though. Because y'all low-life scums, man. Y'all garbage. Y'all manipulate people and hurt people. Y'all are basically working for the people who say, let's keep the poor poor and the rich rich. And that right there is just sabotaging us all as a whole. You do unto others, you want done to yourself. None of that's gonna work. It ain't working, it never have worked. Just like AIDS and everything else that spread it throughout the whole world, that's gonna spread. And ain't nobody gonna be safe in their homes. And that's a fact. But to the world out there, when you find yourself getting into them situations, pay attention to it, because somebody is trying to unalive you, somebody sabotaging you, something going on, and it ain't God. It's Satan, it's evil. Worst case scenario, somebody sold their soul to do something stupid, but it ain't always gotta be that. It could be some organization playing games. It could be simple stuff. I mean, not really simple stuff, childish stuff done by major hitters, you know, major mountains and stuff, playing silly games, Hunger Games. Whatever it is, it's dark and sinister. But like I said, you'll notice it. All your energy will be gone. You get to a point you can't do nothing. That's like in my case, people keep saying do this. I don't think that people can see me. I think I'm invisible. I don't even think they can see me or hear me. That's why I make these videos so plentiful, because it don't matter. And when it get like that, and you notice that the energy done shift to the point where you gotta sin, just don't do it. Because you're gonna have to crawl your ass right back to the top, start it all the way over, and then that's what they're gonna tell you. They're gonna send you messages telling you that, oh, you gotta start out. You can tell, you're gonna be able to tell with something, you know, but they're gonna send you messages. You gotta start over. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna really pretty much know then you probably been duped. You know, but you ain't been duped. You've been manipulated, harassed, and robbed, and unalived, and kidnapped, and done horribly, completely wrong, period, and sacrificed.